So you probably heard me say before that you need to engage on social media. In order for you to engage on social media, you need to strike a conversation with strangers. And you probably were like, what are you talking about, Martine? I'm not going to be talking to those strangers. I'm going to post on Instagram, wait for people to like it, maybe like a couple of pictures, and I'm out. Well, honey, that's where I was too. That's where I was too. I used to do the same thing. I used to just post on Instagram, just hoping for people to like what it is that I was posting. And first of all, I was hoping that my target client would really like what I'm posting and I would get followers and then my business would boom online. Well, obviously that did not work because now I'm telling you that you have to start talking to strangers, and I know it feels weird. And in this video, I want to help you not have this whole thing feel weird anymore, because you need to start opening up when you are online. Otherwise, how are you going to run this business if you don't talk to people, right? And it's really coming down to the fact that it's the stories that we tell ourselves. I don't know if I'm going to, show up like I'm salesy, or if they're going to be like, oh, you're weird, or well, why are you sending me this message? I don't even know you. Like all these stories that we tell ourselves that people are going to think weird stuff about us because we're reaching out is all, yes. You heard that. So my name is Martine Cadet. I am a social media content coach for female coaches, if this is your first time meeting me. And what I do is I coach female coaches to use social media, particularly Instagram and Facebook, to get clients organically. And part of getting clients organically on Instagram and Facebook is to talk to strangers. Yeah, here, I said it. You have to talk to strangers. But here's the thing though. The conversation is going to be easier for you when you talk to the right strangers. And let me explain that to you. There's two types of people that you should really be focusing on talking to. One, your ideal client, or two, people that are in your niche. Can you see that? One or two? People that are in your niche. So I'm going to say that again. There are two strangers out there that you could talk to, so that way you are more comfortable striking the conversation with is one, your ideal client, or two, you're a person that is in your niche, in your industry. So let me give you a perfect example, because I love to give examples so that you can have it all in context and be able to put it into application in your world and start implementing. So not too long ago, I got off recording a podcast that I was invited to speak on, right? And honestly, the reality is the conversation started on my Instagram. It started because I had posted a video of mine talking about a situation, and the conversation started with the stranger in the thread of the post that ended up leading the conversation into DM, direct message on Instagram. And then from there, we started the conversation over and over and over. And I actually shared the screenshot of the conversation in my Facebook group. So if you want to see it, go in my Facebook group. To join my Facebook group if you're a female coach. But basically, the conversation ended up where I got invited to speak on the podcast of this person, this stranger, right? So someone in my niche, someone in business, someone that is, looking at other business owners and want to bring me into her audience in order for me to help her community, right? And that only started because I engaged a conversation with a complete stranger, which now we are, not strangers anymore. So how do you strike the conversation? It's so important. I think you have to look at it as something that is vital for the life of your online business. And if you are a coach, you are in a place of service, which means that I would expect and I would want you to make it a daily habit for you to go on those social platforms, whether you're inside a Facebook group or several Facebook groups, or on Instagram, and start really genuinely engaging with either someone that you believe could be your target audience or someone that you believe is in your niche, and start the conversation. The reason why I'm saying these two people, these two profiles, because there's no way you're going to run out of things to say. The person that's in your niche, right? You guys have something in common. You can absolutely start the conversation there. Example, for me, when I come across someone that I believe is in my niche, and one, because that's what they have in their bio, they either do social media management or, some sort of marketing, they're in my niche, digital marketing. an example of a conversation would be, hey, I love the way you design your Instagram aesthetic profile. Do you do it by yourself? And then we strike the conversation right there. And I'm saying this because I've done it. I've reached out to strangers that way, and I've received DMs and messages and PMs that way as well. So I'm not pulling this out of my, you know what? I'm not saying those words because I don't know if Facebook is going to take my video out if I start saying bad words. That's why I'm like muting myself. But in all honesty, that's what it is. You have to strike the conversation. So even with if you see someone that could potentially be your ideal client, for instance, I don't know what niche you are, what type of coach you are, but let's just pretend for a minute that you are a life coach and you help female coaches that are life coaches 10x their businesses, their coaching businesses. And then you come across a profile where you could tell that she is a life coach, this woman, and that you can definitely be of a support to her or whatever. So what I would say is absolutely strike the conversation. Even putting a comment on one of the posts on their Instagram, is starting a conversation. Bottom line is you have to start talking in order for people to talk to you and in order for people to know you, right? This is the know, like, trust factor thing that we're trying to talk about, and we are in the know portion of it. And in order for you to pivot that know portion of the know, like, trust factor, you got to get known. And in order for you to get known, you can't just be sitting here taking beautiful branded pictures, post yourself on Instagram all day, every day, looking all cute and not opening up conversation with people, right? So I definitely encourage you to go out there and talk to strangers. I know we grew up with our parents saying, do not talk to strangers. Well, you're online. You're in business online. You have to talk to strangers. And this is how you open up opportunities for your business, whether it's in your niche or finding your target client. So just this past week, no lie, I shared one of the situation in my Facebook group. I got invited to a podcast. I recorded it, the interview, and I have another one coming up. Both opportunities came in 1 week just by me striking a conversation with complete strangers that I truly, genuinely wanted to start talking to because I noticed that they were in my niche and they wanted to find out more about me and I wanted to find out more about them. So take a deep breath. You can do this. If you're not comfortable going into DMs or PMs with your voice notes in there or sending a message, start slow. Leave a comment on somebody's posts, whether it's in a Facebook group or on Instagram, a genuine comment, and start the conversation. Social media is social. You got to network, you got to connect in order for you to create your own community. There's no overnight success on social media no more. That's back in 2010 when people were like, oh, you have a lot of followers. That doesn't happen anymore. It's about the way you show up, the way you engage. And just right now, I have to respond to 15 DMs notification that I just got. And I'm sure you got more probably. But if you don't have any, you can get to that point, and they could be all conversations that are money-making activities, just like my coach calls them, for your business. Okay? So if you're watching the replay, thank you for watching all the way through. Do put #replay. Let me know if you have any questions. I would love to hear from you. And just a quick reminder, go on my Facebook group page because I'm getting ready to announce something really, really fun, and I don't want you to miss out. So again, I'm a content strategist coach. I help female coaches with social media. I primarily focus on Instagram and Facebook to help them get clients organically, just like I have, just like I'm doing. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.